I came back from the trip. I just arrived yesterday and I thought I'm gonna just have a quiet day. I need to rest, and it was not possible. Some family came to visit, so, and like very often happens when I'm with people, I end up arguing about stuff. That to me, I mean, I end up saying something that to me is just common sense, and it ends up causing an argument. And in this case, it was just something about, I don't even know the name of these teenagers that identify themselves as, oh shit, as animals, and they like put on animal masks and they behave like animals, whatever. Like, it's their problem. Like, I don't care. They were talking about it on the news, and they all started like making comments about it. And some of the comments were a little bit mean. And to me, it's something that I don't want to laugh at people that are harmless, no matter how weird they might be. First of all, maybe they're doing something I don't understand. That doesn't mean that it's wrong. Second, sometimes you don't know the motivation. I mean, normally you never know the motivations behind people's actions. You don't know their story. You don't know if they're like, maybe, a bullied kid has no friends, who's a little weird, or who knows? I don't want to even say anything because I have no idea what their story is. But at the end of the day, they are doing something that is very harmless. And also, like, how many people are doing that? Honestly, they're talking about like it's a phenomenon. It's not phenomenon. It's just like, I don't know what, 50 people in the whole country. I don't even know. It's just like, it's just a silly thing. And to me, just saying, I wish people could be kinder to others. It's not this groundbreaking, controversial statement, but somehow it turned into that. They started arguing with me, like I was saying that these people behaving that way was normal. It's like, I never said that. Like, no, it doesn't seem very normal, but what do I know about it? And even if it's abnormal, why do we have to laugh at weird people? Let people be weird. If they're, as long as they're harmless, why do you care so much? What the thing I wanted to get to, that I don't think they are even realizing, is like, why are we so triggered by harmless actions? Why are we so triggered by people that dare to be very different? And yeah, it may be weird, it may be ununderstandable, I don't know if that's even a word, but why do you care so much that you immediately need to say like, oh, then they should be eating, if they believe they're dogs, they should be eating dog food? Like, why do you feel why do they wake up in you that meanness? You know what I mean? But it didn't register. I ended up arguing with all of them, accusing me that I was trying to stop them from speaking their minds. Like, you speak your mind, I'll speak my mind. Like, why you are allowed to speak your mind, but me speaking my mind is a problem. They didn't understand that, and the thing got a bit weird. And I also pointed out, why are we even talking about this? It's the second time I see this in the news. Why is this even a big thing when it's not a big thing at all? Why are we talking about it like it's a problem? We have so many real problems happening right now. Why are we talking about this? It's not a thing. It's just it's a thing of I don't know, a tiny percentage of the population. But the thing is, it made me feel very upset, because I end up in situations like this very often, every time I speak my mind, especially when, like, what I want to say, when I say these things, what I want to say is like, why cannot we be kinder to other people, even if we don't understand them? Why do we need to ridicule? Why do we need to shame others? Why do we need to point out that the weird people and tell them, why do we hate them? Why are we sometimes so unkind to others who are harmless? I insist, I'm not talking about people, that's the That drives me mad. We can be so mean to the weirdos that are harmless, and then be so forgiving with assholes that are causing so much more harm. And then we have all kinds of excuses for them. That drives me mad. It's like, what is it? There's something deeper there, that you are willing to forgive somebody who is normal but an asshole, but not to somebody who is weird but completely just innocent. And the thing is, again, I find myself in these situations often, and it really bothers me because I don't want to argue. I don't want to get angry. I don't want to argue with, especially I don't want to argue when I'm in a minority. Like I'm 1 against 5 or whatever. I don't want to do it. It makes me feel upset. It triggers me. My heart rate goes up. I'm feeling a little anxious about, like, oh no, I know how this goes, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, and maybe I'm not gonna be able to sleep, or I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night because there's all this energy in my body that hasn't gone anywhere. So I'm gonna feel anxious about it. It wakes up fear in me, fear of rejection, fear of being isolated, fear of being misunderstood and accused of things, because that's what always happens. Like it's so common that when I have these conversations, that the other people, normally it's people, not person, they do not understand what I'm saying, and they start reading between lines of what I'm saying. They start adding things that I haven't said, and it's like, God, because they were like, you're not gonna make us think that this is normal. It's like, I'm not trying to make you think anything. I'm not even saying it's normal. What I'm saying is, why do you need to be mean to these people? But it's like it doesn't register. They're not even listening. And it's so tiring, because so often I find myself having to bite my tongue and not say what I think or what I feel, because I can see that if I do, we're gonna end up having an argument, and I'm gonna end up being misunderstood, accused of things that I'm not saying, be seen as weird myself. It's like, and it's like a no, there's no way to win. Like, if I don't say anything, I feel bad because I'm not being myself. If I say something, I feel bad because then I end up having an argument, or feeling misunderstood and accused of things I'm not, or I'm not saying, and that made me very upset. So even this is a silly example, because it's, at the end of the day, it's silly. But when it happens over and over and over and over again, it has been happening my whole life, it is really difficult. And in this trip, I wasn't by myself. I was with a friend who is not like a super, super close friend. And we spent a lot of time together. It was a work trip, not fully fun trip. And there were many moments like this. There were many moments where I could see that we didn't see eye to eye on things, and that's fine, like, like, it's normal. But I constantly not expressed what I thought, because I didn't want to get into an argument, because I didn't want to be misunderstood, because I didn't want to be seen an extremist or weird or all these things. And it's so tiring. It is so tiring. That's why, like, I came back and I was like, God, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep, come back to myself, because what happens is that I have to almost like abandon myself in order to be with people. I have to edit myself. I have to suppress myself, to keep the peace. So I do that, and that takes energy. I'm not being myself. I'm not relaxed. I'm not saying what I think and what I feel. And so that is tiring. So I came back and was like, I just want to come back to myself. And then I can focus again on the things I want to do and my routines and all of these things. But now I'm more upset than I was this morning because of this argument. And I could see there was one person in particular in this group this afternoon that was upset with me. And at some point they stopped talking, but I could see they were like angry. And what what bothers me to no end, and I don't know what to do about it, it's not even bothers me, it hurts, is that I only want things to be better for everyone. I want things, I want people to be kinder and more understanding. And I want us to focus our anger on the things that really matter, on the things that are causing harm and suffering on others. And I want us to leave other people alone and just let them be. Because when we shame others, it causes a lot of pain. And I know that because I have felt that way for a long time. And I even feel this way today. So I know how much it hurts to feel that others reject you or mock you. And so that's, when I say all these things, my only goal is that people realize that we can be kinder to one another and we can make this world better. And that this doesn't mean that people are always going to agree with me, but at least I like them to understand that this is the only thing I'm doing. So maybe they don't get as upset with me. They will, like, I don't know, be able to think about, maybe consider like what they do, what they say, like, oh, maybe, make them think, like, maybe I have a point. You know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe she has a point. Why am I so upset or angry, or why do I need to laugh and mock these people that are really just a tiny little, like like 3 people? I mean, there's a tiny small fraction of the population, and who are doing something that is, at the end of the day, harmless to everyone who's not themselves, because who cares? But I never get that. I or if I've ever gotten that result, but most of the time what I get is anger and or mockery towards myself and my ideas, and it's frustrating. It's very frustrating because I don't want to feel upset, and I really don't like to feel that I am like a contrarian. You know what I mean? Like, you're in a group and everyone agrees and you're the weird one out. I don't want to feel that way. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. And I hate feeling that way so often, because then it's like, you go into this problem solving. It's like, what can I do about it? It's like, and Emil is like, maybe I need to just isolate, like maybe I just need to spend less time with people. And I don't want to do that. I just would like to be with people and for it to not feel bad. And I guess I've said this probably in other videos, and I guess one of the reasons why I want to make these videos, even if at the moment nobody's watching, is because I guess I need a place where I can just express these things without the interruptions or the judgment or the anger or the anything. It's just like, I guess a place where I can express myself and feel safe doing it, which is extremely rare for me. I can count the people I feel safe to express myself fully with my fingers, and I have, and then there's, and I have leftover fingers. That's how you say say it. Like, I can count them on my with the fingers in my hand, and I don't need them all. I'm messing this up. I think you understand what I mean. Like, there's a small number of people that I can feel safe with to be fully myself. This extremely small number of people, and I have not a super huge number of friends, but I have a considerable number of friends, but not that many that I can be myself. Not even family members I feel that safe with, and I'd like it to be different. I really would. So I guess, I don't know, I was diagnosed neurodivergent last year, the year before. I got 2 diagnoses. And I guess that explains a lot. I still struggle with it. I still don't fully accept it in my mind. I still fight it. I still question it. The diagnosis, the labels, whatever. But sometimes it's like, that explains so much, so much, because this sense of like injustice and feeling misunderstood and all this is such a common experience for neurodivergent people. And maybe I need to find my neurodivergent community. I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I just don't want things to hurt all the time. And I know I feel a bit silly because it's a small argument, but it's not the argument itself. It's the feeling misunderstood, the why are people so upset when you're trying to just be kinder, and why things that seem so normal and so like common sense to me for other people are such alien ideas that they can't even comprehend. It's like, how can it be so different? How can we see such different realities? It's so hard. And to feel that in order to integrate and keep the peace, you need to suppress yourself. It hurts. So I think I'm gonna leave it here.